Hello and welcome back to What Can I Achieve Today Focus Radio. Today we're going to do a concept video, and that's going to be around social mirrors. And it's something that when I was down at the very bottom looking for my starting point, I had to look in the mirror to see who I really was so I could find a starting point to start over again. And what I had to do is look into my social mirror, and part of that is external and then internal. So external would be, in layman's terms, a simple way to put it is like if you were to write down describing yourself, what other people think about you, what would they say? So sometimes you might say, well, I'm always late, I'm always driving really fast, I'm always eating like a horse, or I'm eating you could put any number of things, and you could also do like what some parents do, and you can compare that child to another. So you can say to that child, come on, why can't you do this? Your friend did it. Or the child is in a sports game and they're standing right next to the goal and they can't kick the ball into the goal for whatever reason, and the parent tries to berate the kid and say, how come you couldn't kick it in? And those are things that start to create social or scripting in that child, thinking, well, I'm just not good enough. And so when you're down in the depths of failure and you need a starting point, sometimes remembering what people say to you and putting it into context as the social or the external social mirror. Now you can look at your internal social mirror, which is you having basically three different templates that you have in your head. One, the first template is your genetic. You know, there might be some physical feature about you, your height, maybe your nose is large, or maybe your ears look like your grandfather's, maybe your hair is red like someone in your family. That's genetic. That's something you really can't change. And the other is your psychic determination, would be something that you think about when you are going through something. You get really angry, and you say, well, this is how I learned as a kid, this is what I did as a kid, or maybe you was abused as a kid. And so everything that happens in your childhood comes up, and that forms almost an excuse of why you do certain things in life. And I know in my own personal experiences when I was going through my divorce, and it was very difficult because when I was 7 years old, my own parents divorced, and that was pretty traumatic, and I just saw myself going through this exact same thing when my children were actually younger than I was when I got divorced, and I didn't want to repeat the same mistake again. So those social scripting things, or those mental scripting things, or the scripting that happens when you're very young, impressionable, those can have an effect on what you do, but you can also make a decision to change that. Now the other thing would be your environment. Your environment, everyone can blame the environment. It's raining out, my kids aren't behaving, I have a newborn child so I can't get to the gym to work out, my boss is terrible, I'm not getting enough pay. I mean, there's a million things that you could use, and that's your environmental determinism. So I challenge you to, if you're watching this video and you're having challenges in your life, take out a piece of paper, draw a line down the middle, and write external and internal at the top. And then just write, imagine you were doing a dating website, for example, or you're describing yourself to your boss, but actually instead of only focusing on the positive, also focus on the negative, and just have a look at that, because that can help you with your own starting point to be able to go up again. Because if you don't know where you are, you can't take the first step. So this is just a little technique that I've used to find my starting point, and if this can help you, go ahead and use it and leave me a message. If you have some goal that you have achieved, maybe you actually started down low, maybe you've actually used this before as a way to look at yourself, go ahead and share it with me. Send me an email.